Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I'm coming at you with a couple of videos. I got a few videos here, actually. And I'm going to preview those for you and tell you a little bit about them. These all just came out at the Gamescom this weekend, and there's a couple of Constellation videos, and there's a racing video, the Murray Cup. And I want to touch on these just a little bit. I'm going to show them, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about them, and then I'm going to show them, and I'm going to talk a little about them as we go along, okay? Now, the first one here that I've got spooled up is the Constellation Commercial, and I've got some things to talk about that. Check this out.
Exiting interspace. Location unknown.
Everyone okay?
I'm fine, sir.
Did we get it?
Jump point is charted, sir.
Good. Comms, we got any contact?
No, sir. Scope is clear.
Keep looking. Scarlet, take us on the tour.
With pleasure.
She's all yours, Doctor.
We've got a protoplanet, no atmosphere. Unknown planet 2. There's an atmosphere.
Doctor.
It could sustain life.
Oh my God, doesn't that get your juices flowing? Oh my gosh, that was an awesome commercial. That was the best one they've made so far. Okay, there's some things I wanted to point out in that video. Okay, there were girls, so they do have girls in space. Okay, sorry, because we haven't seen any avatars for that yet, but we knew they were coming. Okay, so that's cool. It kind of showed you the Aquila, which is one of the 4 Constellation variants, which is the Aquila seems to be geared towards exploration. When they exited the jump point, they didn't say we've exited the jump point, or we've left hyperspace or whatever you want to call it. They actually, or trans warp speed or whatever. They said, we've left interspace. We've exited interspace, which is pretty cool. It's RSI's term about, I guess, the wormhole transit that you have to go through. And when they came out, he asked his navigator, did we get it? When he's talking about that, he's talking about the ability for your computer to navigate the warp gates and then being able to record it so that you can provide that information to other people so that they can also navigate it. Okay, and then they could sell it, or they can use that to make a profit, actually. All right, and then it showed them entering the atmosphere of a, detecting the systems in the world, a new system they've never been to. It showed them detecting only 2 of the planets. It might be a very small system, or they might have just stopped checking once they found one that had an atmosphere, and they decided to go down on land and see if they could find something, maybe of value or something. And what did we see? Well, we saw a small crab-like creature. We also saw an alien with a club. Okay, and so that doesn't mean that alien's in the game, and it doesn't mean that crab's in the game. But they spent a lot of effort on it, so maybe they are somewhere out there. And it was kind of a tribute to 2001. With the apes, killing somebody with a club, first use of tools. Okay, so these guys are obviously on their way up. It's a violation of the Fair Chance Act of 2795 to interfere or make contact with an undocumented alien species. So they didn't make contact. They landed, they got out, they were doing their things. But if those alien species came up and made contact with them, then they would be in violation of the Fair Chance Act. So they'd have to, what, leave? Or would they just say, screw it, we'll be the first ones to document it. We'll make them document it. I don't know. I don't know what that act says, so who knows. But it was very cool, because in the last few seconds of the video, it comes up with a, making contact is, no aliens were harmed in the making of this video. I thought that was just awesome. That was just that little extra, piece on the video that made it awesome. Once they landed, they wanted to get out and do their investigating or whatever, and when they lowered down, they're in they're some kind of armor. It's not just a spacesuit. Those aren't just spacesuits. Those have hardened exoshells, so that it's some kind of armored. Now they have these PLSSs on their back, and for those of you that don't know, personal life support systems on their back, and they had these rods sticking up. Now I'd assume that's an antenna, but it might have been a rifle slung on the right side. It was really kind of hard to tell for me. I guess I could go through and go frame by frame and take a look at that, but it's pretty cool. And I thought it was a good touch that the sole of their shoes has the RSI logo. Like a lot of ours have, like Nike and Converse. That said RSI, so when he stepped in the dirt and he walked away, it said RSI. That was pretty cool. And then they lowered not an M50 or whatever that thing is, an M52 Merlin. What they lowered was the vehicle. I've got some pictures of the vehicle. I'll put them somewhere. And while I'm doing that, first of all, you'll notice that it's different. It's not a gray cat. It's big. Okay, it's like a crew vehicle. It's an exploratory vehicle, and it has laser cannons on it. Okay, that right there, I want one. Hey, I want one. I want it in my hangar. I don't know. Okay, so let's go on to the second video that I've got for you today. This might be a long video just for all these videos plugged in, but my second video is it's a reveal about the mechanics and the combat capabilities and what happens inside the vessel when it's being attacked from outside the vessel. And this is all in engine, so enjoy.
support online. Life support online.
That was cool too. The Constellation, a little bit of action you see like inside the Constellation. I know got my juices flowing. But I do want to say this. Is that guy on the bridge sleeping? Did he not know that a missile was inbound? Or is the Constellation's computer so stupid that it doesn't know it's being attacked? Because apparently that missile had hit them before they had even known anything was going to happen. I mean, the guy was just instinctively walking along and said, what's going on? You know, and then the missile hit, boom. So, you know, which was cool art and animations and stuff like that. That was awesome. And then you noticed he touched his left wrist. What he was doing was activating his personal life support system. He had like a helmet, but it was like open. So maybe some kind of force shield, or you know, like an atmosphere shield was created for his face, so that he could make it into the front portion of the ship where we're sitting now, to you know, so he'd have all of his buddies up there. Okay. You notice he went to the bottom turret, because that's probably his designated spot to go. He went to the bottom turret and was shooting, and then after a while, the pilot, or one of the guys in the front two seats, got up and went and jumped into the upper turret, right? Well, when he did that, you could kind of see that when they're shooting, they weren't just shooting their two repeaters, which have like 3 barrels that like stroke in and out. It wasn't just that, because when they were shooting, you'd see those shots, but then you'd see 2 additional shots coming over their head. So I was thinking maybe it's not just... maybe there's some kind of additional guns there. I don't think it was the gimbaled lasers they have back on the engines. I don't think that's what I was seeing there, because those shots were going like straight up, and so was and they sounded kick butt. They sounded more like guns and less like lasers. So I don't know if there was a gun firing at the same time the laser was firing, because they chewed up those Hornets like there was nobody's business. So when you attack, you got to attack all at the same time. Those Hornet pilots, they're all coming at them one at a time. You know what happens when you go in one at a time. Also, those turrets, they moved a lot faster and they were able to track the targets a lot faster, unlike what they used to do in our hangars. In the hangars, the turrets would go not like that, not like this in the video. Okay. But both these are Constellation videos, and they're really exciting. Exciting what we can see. Now we're going to see version 0.9 in like 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks there's going to be a big patch, big update. I don't know if we're going to see crewed ships yet, but we are going to see some additional ships. We're going to see Murray Cup racing. We're going to see the ability to customize your controls. So I super can't wait to see that. I'm jonesing for that. And come back and check out another video. I'm going to do it on the Murray Cup. I've got some opinions on that too. See you in the verse.